Hey guys, good morning. It's Becky Bamboo. Today is Monday, May 23rd, 2011. It's my mother-in-law's birthday today, so happy birthday to her. And this is my official week 47 post-op RNY gastric bypass update video. So I started my journey at 424 pounds. Last week I weighed in at 219, which was a total loss of 205 pounds. And this week I stayed the same, 219. Stayed at 205 gone. I pretty much knew I wasn't going to lose weight this week. It's been a crazy week. Between getting ready for having everybody at my house on the weekend and what happened over the weekend, it just was nuts. So let me explain. Those of you on my Facebook may have seen that I was requesting prayers for my older brother. My older brother is 18 months older than me. He's 33, and had an episode on Friday while he was at work. He is a high school math teacher. And while he was at work, he got up from his desk and walked to his printer to get a piece of paper off of it at the end of a period of, like a class period. And when he got up, he felt really dizzy and lightheaded and walked over to the printer to take something off of it, and his depth perception was kind of off. He thought he was at the printer to reach for the paper, and when he reached, he was short of it. And so he was like, well, that's weird. And he knew he felt funny. So he got the paper and went and sat back down at his desk because it was at the end of class, and he didn't want any of his students to worry about what was going on. The class period after that, he just has a prep hour, so he doesn't have students. And he got up after the students left and went down to a different teacher's room to return something. And he tried to speak to her, and his speech was just slurred. It just came out as a big slur, and it didn't make any sense. And so she was like, you need to sit down. Well, long story short, he ended up going by ambulance to the emergency room. His dizziness and lightheadedness and all those symptoms resolved relatively quickly, but his speech was still an issue, still slurred, and there were certain things he just couldn't say. My dad described it as like Elmer Fudd talk, where he was trying to tell them about a relay race, and it just kept coming out as relay race. So, really scary. They did lots of testing, CAT scan, didn't show anything. They did a full contrast MRI of his brain, which did show that there was a 2-centimeter spot in his brain where the blood was not flowing adequately. And they ultimately decided that his diagnosis was atypical migraine with a small stroke, that he actually did have a small stroke as well. It's been a scary weekend for all of us. 33-year-olds don't typically have a stroke. They did all kinds of testing to try to determine why he had a stroke. They did cardiac testing. Everything came back normal. The only thing that came back a little bit off was his cholesterol was like a borderline high. My brother's not severely obese. He's overweight, slightly overweight, but he's not even really that much overweight. And so they just couldn't figure out why. They determined that it was stress that caused the whole thing. It caused an atypical migraine, which was the dizziness and everything else, and then a small stroke. I guess atypical migraine affects the blood vessels in the brain, which is what also contributed to the stroke. And atypical, this is what's funny is I was on the phone with my mom on Friday afternoon when the school had called her to come and get him, because at first they just wanted him taken to the emergency room. They didn't care how he got there. So I was on the phone with her when they called, and then she was telling me, she clicked over, talked to them, and clicked back over and said, I gotta go get your brother. And I'm like, what's going on? So she kind of explained real quick to me what was going on. I said, oh my gosh, it sounds like atypical migraine. So I kind of called it from like the get-go, just the beginning symptoms. But the fact that he did have a small stroke is really, really, really scary. And I said to my mom, I said, this should be a wake-up call to everybody in our family that, proper diet and exercise should be a part of our lives. This should not be something that's just taken for granted, because a 33-year-old should not be having a stroke. If we were eating right and exercising regularly and taking care of ourselves, we would make these kind of things a lot less likely to happen. And so anyway, I think hopefully everybody is like gonna wake up with this and go, this is scary. And so anyway, long story short, he ended up fully recovering on Saturday. His speech completely returned to normal. They kept him till yesterday. He went home yesterday around noon, and is doing fine. Really no residual. They're keeping him on an aspirin a day and a little low dose of cholesterol medicine as a preventative for future stroke. But I think he was very lucky, and I think we were all very lucky. He was really concerned, what happens if my speech doesn't ever go back to normal? I'm a teacher, I make my living talking, what am I going to do? And luckily it all resolved, so I feel so blessed for that. I was praying very, very hard for that. My brother's just a brain. He's always been very intelligent, very well-spoken. So to have something like that happen to something that he needs and is kind of important for him, his character, was really scary, it just freaks me out. So anyway, it came out okay in the end, but we had that to worry about. But also, Jared's father was having some sickness last week that we didn't know about till Friday, and has been to the doctor and the emergency room and is having testing done today. And so it's been a really stressful week, especially on the weekend. It's just been really, really stressful. So anyway, we did not go to Six Flags. They were predicting rain, and it never rained a single drop all day Saturday. I was so disappointed. What we did was we worked outside and expanded our garden. I wanted to have a fun day, and we didn't really do that. So maybe another day we will do it. But it was nice to kind of work in the garden. There was some things we wanted to change about it and the way it was laid out. So we kind of did some reworking of it and expanded it a little bit and added a little bit more planting and stuff. So my husband and I both really enjoyed that. I don't even really know why we decided to do it. We just did. And I think it just gave us something to do. We were sitting around not doing anything most of the day on Saturday. So it gave us something to do. But yeah, it's just been a crazy weekend. We had a birthday party for my mother-in-law yesterday at our house. We had a big barbecue, and they all came to watch my husband play the handbells at church, and that was really nice to see and have everybody here. And they didn't stay real long because they had other stuff to do, but it was nice to have everybody. And so it's another week. I don't even know where I'm started this week. I don't know where I'm going this week. I feel very discombobulated and not rested, and I don't know. Hopefully I'm going to hear about the job today. If I don't hear by this afternoon, I'm going to call and find out, because I think at this point they owe me a yes or a no. I don't want this to be a situation where she doesn't call me to tell me that I didn't get the job. I think that at the very least that they could tell me that they are going to choose somebody else. So if I don't hear by this afternoon, I'm going to call about that, and we move onward. That's all that I can do. It just means, I guess, if I don't get it, I'm just not supposed to get it. I don't know. It sucks because I had such a good feeling about it, especially after shadowing. I thought, oh, this is, in the bag. It's good to go. And I don't think it is. I don't think I'm getting it. So anyway, I will update you guys as I can. My internet's out, so I'm doing everything via phone, so they're going to be shorter videos. Hooray, right? Anyway, have a great day. I love you guys, and see you soon. Bye.